Right to be Read podcast, episode number 89.
Did you know there's a new place to sell your audiobooks besides ACX and Audible? There is, Buck Books. Authors, I know most of your audiobooks are sold exclusively through ACX, but on any new books you have, a one-day sales pit stop at Buck Books is a no-brainer. When your narrator finishes your audiobook, send us the files and we will feature it to tens of thousands of our active subscribers and growing for one day only. You get some great sales, and the very next day you can upload it exclusively to ACX. This is a great way to help offset the cost of production on a new audiobook and start building a strong relationship with the world's hottest free book promotion service, Buck Books. Not sure how to go about getting your book made into an audiobook, or having trouble deciding if audiobook production is right for you? With an audiobook team of 10 and the lowest production cost around, Buck Books is ready to help you finally add this lucrative format to your author portfolio and sell it too. For more information, send an email to john@buckbooks.net. That's John, John, @buckbooks.net.
You are listening to the Right to be Read podcast, and this is your host, Ani Alexander.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Right to be Read podcast, the podcast that inspires and encourages writers. I'm your host, Ani Alexander, and today we will have a short solo episode. Today, I would like to talk about numbers. No, don't stop listening, please, because we will not go into maths or any calculations. I want to talk about how the digital numbers sort of determine how cool we are. So, let's see how people who don't know you judge about your reputation online. Well, most probably they look at how many followers you have on Twitter, how much traffic does your website get, how many likes your Facebook page has, and, etc. They check who your Facebook friends are and how many of those are well-known and influential people, most probably. And the thing is that as a result, it becomes a game of large audiences, big email lists, and download numbers. So let's look at the traditional publishers, for example. They don't care about what kind of book you have. All they care about is how large is your audience and how many of your books you could sell to them. Which makes me kind of think, hey, if I had a large audience and could sell many books, why would I need them anyway? The problem is, when we get into the swirl, we forget one simple truth, and that is, those numbers represent people. Every single one is a human being who lives, feels, and thinks. Our email list is not a list of email addresses. It's a list of people. When we look at our website traffic graph, it's not clicks. It's people who made those clicks and ended up on your website. And many don't realize that it's not about the size of your audience. It's about the engagement of that audience. It's about the quality of that audience. So, how do you create a high-quality audience? I think it can be built only through relationships. Honest, sincere, and human relationships. And I do believe that human relationships can be built in the virtual space too. You may not be meeting those people in person. Well, for example, I haven't met any of friends online, but you have the opportunity to connect with them, which is really, really great. And at the beginning, I was chasing numbers too. I was logging into my Amazon KDP dashboard and tracked the book sales. Those numbers impacted my day's mood, and low numbers made me feel like a failure. But then things changed, and I looked at it in a completely different way. And here is what I think right now. Even if only few people gave me the precious gift of their time and attention, and if they spent hours and days reading what I wrote, and it made them feel something, that's already very impressive and great. So, if I compare my podcast stats, for example, with the very popular podcasters, I may get depressed at some point. But it doesn't happen. And you know why? Because I don't do that. I look at the stats and try to remember that on the other end of the world, there are people who listen now and hopefully get inspired and encouraged by what I've got to say. And if this podcast helps even only few of you, then I've already accomplished my goal. I truly believe that it's all about relationships. Relationships are not built overnight, and it is a long-term thing. And it's sometimes difficult for some people, but believe me, it's absolutely worth it. It may seem difficult, but it's not really. Because if you care about your audience and provide value to them, you'll be fine. So many successful people during our interviews repeated over and over again that the key to success is helping people. So I guess it's time to listen. The thing is, it's not about you. It's about them. And by shifting your mindset from what is it for me to how can I help them, things will start changing. And I would go even further and say that ideally there should not even be me or them. If you manage to create a community which will be called we, then you'll totally nail it. So don't chase numbers. Instead, have a goal of creating a loyal audience who will be around and who will support and encourage what you do. So today, I just wanted you to think about those things because I think it's crucial. That's it for today. Take care and keep building your dream.